Mataji, I've made you host, Mataji. I'm leaving, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams to you all. Anybody wants to start a kirtan? Please, Mataji, you can start.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, can I do Shikshastakam?
Yes, Mataji, sure. Hare Krishna, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jeevanam Anandambudivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Paramavijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशम् इहा जनिनानुरागः ऋणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि न धनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वा जगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवताद् भक्तिरहेतुकी त्वयि अयि नन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदरुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निशितं वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं निमिषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पादरतां पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्माहतां करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव न परः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful kirtan. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to start Kirtan? Any other Matajis would like to start a Kirtan?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shall I Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे दुर्लभ माधव जन्म सत्संगे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदन धन अभय चरणार विंदरे सीतातप बात बरी सन ये दिन जामिनी जागिरे विपल से विनु कृपल दो जल विपल से विनु कृपल दो जल छपल सुख लगना अगिरे चपल सुख लाभ लागिरे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे इदन यौवन पुत्र परिजन एते कियाचे पर तीरे कमल दल जल जीवन जल मन कमल दल जल जीवन जल मन भजहु हरि पद नीतिरे भजहु हरि पद नीतिरे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे पूजन सखे जन निवेदन पूजन सखे जन निवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे भजहु रे मन श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे दुर्लभ मानव जन्म सत्संगे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे तरहुए भव सिंधुरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhajavune mana Srinandana Abhaya Charanaya Vindhare Dulava Madhava Janama Satsange Tarahure Bhava Sindhure. Thank you, Mataji, Sanprabhuji, Hare Krishna. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji and Prabhuji. Happy Ugadi and happy Gudi Padwa to all.
Happy Gudi Padwa, Mataji. Wonderful Kirtan. Thank you
Happy
so
Ugadi.
much.
Hare Krishna, same to you, Mataji. Happy Gudi Padwa.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. People.
Hare
Shringi
Krishna.
Prabhuji has joined. Shringi Prabhuji.
Hare
you
Krishna,
see?
Prabhuji. Pranam.
Hare Bol. As Shringi Prabhuji has joined, can you see Suma Mataji?
No,
Can you see?
Prabhuji. No, Prabhuji. He is not.
So as soon as he joins, please make him co-host.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I will share the screen, Prabhuji, or I'll ask him
Yes,
whether should
yeah,
I.
someone, yeah, one of you have to.
I will share the screen. Yeah. He hasn't
Thank you,
joined.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so you take the charge of hosting. I may not be available. I'll introduce Prabhuji and after that I'll leave. I mean,
Shilpa
I'll be
Mataji,
there.
shall I
Sure.
make you the host?
I am seeing the sharing screen over here. Yeah, make me the co-host. I will give
You're already the co-host. Shall I
Yeah,
make you the host then?
Hare Krishna,
fine.
Mataji.
I'll be able to share the
Uma
screen with.
Mataji, the problem is, Mataji, if you are the host and then you share the screen, no? I think you'll have difficulties, Mataji.
So
Okay,
co-host is
Mataji.
good, no?
Hare Krishna. Prabhu has joined. Wait. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranams to you, Prabhuji. We welcome you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji has
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So we have a guest today. We are very honored to have Shringi Prabhuji. Prabhuji is from Mumbai and he's a disciple of a wonderful Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj. So Prabhuji got initiated in 2022 at Vadodara, which is in Gujarat, and the seva, which is very close to his heart, and that seva is probably very far, far away from us because during marathon we distribute Bhagavad Gita, but Prabhuji distributes Srimad Bhagavatam. So he is very expert in doing that. Distributing Srimad Bhagavatam is a big task, and he's been doing it very expertly. And other sevas which he's involved in is IT sevas and other background sevas on which the organization is established. So we welcome Prabhuji, Sringi Prabhuji, and this is the first time that Prabhuji will be taking class for us. And thank you so much, Prabhuji, to agree to come for this forum. Thank you. Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Ashish Prabhu. I'm
Prabhuji,
not at all.
Shilpa Mataji will be, yes, sorry, Prabhuji,
Okay.
Shilpa Mataji will be taking the charge. She'll be sharing the
Okay.
screen and question answer also. She'll be the moderator.
Okay. Just one thing. I'm not an expert in distribution. I'm just working under the guidance of very senior devotees. Like all of you might be aware of Jagan Mohan Gopal Prabhu. We had taken a session around a couple of weeks back on book distribution. So yeah, I'm completely under his guidance. And whatever I'm able to do is because of his guidance and all that, Prabhupada's mercy. So I'm not really expert. Okay, I'm just trying somehow. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So Mataji will start something, or shall I start? Okay.
Yes, screen has been shared, Prabhuji, and you can start.
So we'll do small Radha Madhav and then can we start? Is it fine?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. I will start with the Mangalacharan first, Prabhuji, and then we can start. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. So we are going through verses 3.21.26 up to verse number 30 in this session today. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter number 21. So we'll start with recitation of the 26th verse of this chapter. I'll recite first, and then if anyone wants to recite, they can recite. Sacheha Vipra Rajarshir Mahisha Shatarupaya Ayasyati Didrukshastvam Parashvo Dharmako Vidaha. Anyone?
Shanti
Please.
Mataji can recite the shloka, and Rajalakshmi Mataji can do the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sacheha viprarajarshir mahishya satarupaya ayasya diditrukshu svam parasvo dharma govitaha. Thank you.
Rajalakshmi Mataji, you can do the translation.
Hare Krishna. The day after tomorrow, O Brahmanas, that celebrated emperor who is expert in religious activities will come here with his queen Satrupa wishing to see you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the context is that Kardam Muni had performed tapasya for many years under the order of Lord Brahma. And why did he perform this tapasya? He wanted to, act as a progenitor because he wanted to advance the human civilization. So that was the order of Lord Brahma. And after his tapasya was completed, Lord Vishnu appeared to him. And this conversation that is happening now is between Lord Vishnu and Kardam Muni. So Lord Vishnu is telling Kardam Muni that day after tomorrow, Parasvaha, Parashva, we heard this term in Hindi also, Parso. So it's coming from here, Parashva. So the day after tomorrow, O Kardama, two personalities are going to come to your house, to your hut. Who are they? They are Manu and Shatarupa. Manu, the Emperor Manu, and Shatarupa, his wife. And what is their qualification? He gives some qualification about them. They are expert. Manu is expert in religious activities. Dharma kovidaha. So this dharma, right? It's a very important word. It is very important and the most misunderstood word as well. Prabhupada talks about it in many places in his lectures, in his books. In general, Prabhupada starts with the definition of dharma as what is understood in the modern world. Dharma is a sense of religion or belief, right? Somebody might be in Hindu dharma, somebody might follow the Muslim dharma or Christian dharma or whatever dharma. But Prabhupada says that this is not the real definition of dharma. If something can be changed, it cannot be called dharma. Because today you might be a Hindu, we see, right? Conversions keep happening so much. So a Hindu today, it's not necessary that he might stay a Hindu tomorrow. He might become a Muslim or even become a Christian, and vice versa. So that is not dharma. So Prabhupada says dharma is that which one cannot give up under any circumstances, that which is inseparable from oneself. And he gives a couple of examples. Sugar, the dharma of sugar. What is the dharma of sugar? Sweetness. If sugar is not sweet, it cannot be called sugar. Similarly, chili. If chili is not hot, then it cannot be called chili. So what is the dharma of the living entity? The dharma of the living entity is service. Service can never be separated from a living entity. Living entity will always serve someone or the other or something. Always, you might serve your family, you might serve your nation, country, neighborhood. If you have nothing to serve, then you will serve a dog. If you don't have a dog also, then you will serve your senses. But service cannot be separated. So the Bhagavatam says that dharma finds its real fruition or real fulfillment when it is engaged in the service of the Lord. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktir adokshaje ahaituki apratyata yayatma suprasidati. Yayatma suprasidati. So that, what is that dharma which can fully satisfy the self? Yato bhaktir adokshaje. If we perform devotional service to Adokshaja, Krishna, then that can satisfy the self. Otherwise, we will keep running from pillar to post, serving different kinds of people, but we'll never be satisfied. So dharma is a very important word. In fact, the genesis of Bhagavatam is in dharma. Why did the Bhagavatam come about? When Krishna left this world, this material world, Krishna swadhamu pagate dharma jnana divisa dharma, right? When Krishna left, dharma also went with him. Dharma and knowledge went with him. Kalo nashtam dishamesha puranarko adunodita. Then this Bhagavata Puran, it rose like the sun, effulgent sun. Why did it rise? Because the people in the age of Kali, they have completely lost their vision. They do not know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha. They do not know. Because everyone is demoniac in this age of Kali. They do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. So the Bhagavata Puran, which has risen like the sun, Arka is another word for sun, it will give light to the people of the age of Kali. So the Bhagavata Puran is very important for all of us and for all people in general. So who is Manu and who is Shatarupa? Manu and Shatarupa are considered to be the first man and first woman. Like even in the biblical literature, we have heard of Adam and Eve, right? All of us might have heard of Adam and Eve. So it is said that Adam and Eve, they were in the Garden of Eden and they were enjoying, right? They were enjoying the fruits in the Garden of Eden. So they heard the voice of God and God told them that, you can eat as many fruits as you want, but do not go to that particular fruit, the apple tree. Right? There was an apple tree. Do not eat that fruit. So they said, okay, fine. There are so many fruits here. Why do we need to eat that? So they were eating, they were enjoying, they were eating. Then Then suddenly one day they heard a voice from that apple tree that, hey, why don't you come and eat this fruit? So then Adam said that, no, 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 God has told us we should not eat. So then this, whose voice was it? It was a snake who was living in that tree. So the snake said, you are a fool. You know why God has told you not to eat this apple? Because if you eat this apple, you will become as powerful as God. That's why he doesn't want you to eat it. And when he said that, then the first trace, of impurity came into his mind, Adam's mind. And they started actually believing that, yes, might be true. And then they ate that apple and then they fell down. From the Garden of Eden, they fell down to the material world. And this, we can see a parallel of this in the Vedic literature as well. We were once upon a time serving the Lord, but then we developed this mentality of why should Krishna be served? Why is Krishna the center of attraction? I want to be served. I want to enjoy. Let me be the enjoyer. So in the fourth canto of Bhagavatam, Narad Muni, when he gives that allegorical story of to Prachina Bharishat, right? That he says there that the living entity comes into this material world, and along with him, another person accompanies him, Avigyata Saka, who's the Paramatma. So why does he come into this material world? To enjoy. So ichha dvesha samuthena, dvandva mohena bharata. Enjoy. The enjoyment is the root cause. The propensity to enjoy is the root cause of us coming into this world. And because of that, envy comes, because somebody else has more than me, and I'm not getting the opportunity to enjoy. So Matsar, right? Matsar is the reason we left Krishna and came to this material world to enjoy. And that's why Bhagavatam is so important, because Bhagavatam has the potency to reinstate us in our original position. We can understand if we go through the leaves to the pages of Bhagavatam very scrutinizingly that who we really are, what is our real position. We are not the enjoyers, we are not the proprietors, we are not the controllers. If we understand that, and if we cooperate with the plan of the Lord, like Kardam Muni is doing here, he's cooperating with the plan of the Lord. The plan of the Lord does not come directly in most cases. It comes through the acharyas or through the spiritual masters. So Brahmaji gave the plan of the Lord to Kardam Muni, and Kardam Muni was following it to the T. And that's why he got the darshan of the Lord, because he followed what Brahmaji told him. So this is a parallel, right, that we can draw from Manu and Shatarupa. And they are considered to be the progenitors of mankind, right? Manu is considered to be the progenitor of mankind. So we can move on to the next verse, Mataji. Yes, so I'll read it once. Atmajam asita pangim vayashila gunanvitam mrigayantim patim dasyati anurupayate prabho.
Meenakshi Mataji, can you recite? Sharmila Mataji, you can recite. Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Sharmila.
Yeah. Atmajamasi tapangim vayashila gunanvitam mragayantim patim dasyati anurupayate prabho. Should I read the translation?
Shobha Mataji can read the
Yes.
translation, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, pranams Prabhujis and Mataji, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. He has a grown-up daughter whose eyes are black. She is ready for marriage and she has good character and all good qualities. She is also searching for a good husband. My dear sir, her parents will come to see you who are exactly suitable for her, just to deliver their daughter as your wife. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Should I continue the purport?
Yes, please.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The selection of a good husband for a good girl was always entrusted to the parents. Here it is clearly stated that Manu and his wife were coming to see Kardama Muni to offer their daughter because the daughter was well qualified and the parents were searching out a similar qualified man. This is the duty of parents.
Girls are never thrown into the public street to search out their husband. For when girls are grown up and searching after a boy, they forget to consider whether the boy they select is actually suitable for them. Out of the urge of sex desire, a girl may accept anyone, but if the husband is chosen by the parents, they can consider who is to be selected and who is not. According to the Vedic system, therefore, the girl given over to a suitable boy by the parents, she is never allowed to select her own husband independently. Haribol, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. So yeah, so we in the last verse we discussed that Manu was dharmaman, right? He was following dharma, and that we can see even later in the next chapter, that when Manu goes back from Kardam Muni's ashram back to his own kingdom, it is the description is given that he is always performing devotional service in his kingdom. He's hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, Hare Hare Katha, right? So naturally, all those qualities, right, those characteristics, they will be picked up by the children also, because that was the environment in Manu's and Shatarupa's kingdom. The environment was completely Krishna conscious, right? It was completely Krishna conscious, and those are the qualities that even the children picked up. So here, the most important thing that we should note here is that she's Shila Gunanvitam. So this description that is being given here by Lord Vishnu is about Devahuti, the daughter of Manu and Shatarupa. Shila Gunanvitam. Shila Gunanvitam means what? Shila means character and good qualities. Gunanvitam, endowed with good qualities. So this purport is very important, especially in the modern context. What we should understand from this verse is that marriages were always arranged by the elders of the family. And that is what Prabhupada is also saying here, that the girls were never thrown out on the streets to search for their own match. Because what happens is that when the girl or the boy try to search for their own match, they will be driven not by the higher qualities, but they will be driven by the lower qualities. Their decisions will be based on the lower modes. They will not look at it from the point of view of the future, right? How will this particular match be for me in the future? They will just look at immediate gain. So in most cases, what happens in today's world, especially in Kali Yuga, is that girl and boy get together just because of sexual attraction or external attraction. And then they live together. Even before marriage, they live together. And then if they find that that person is suitable, and suitability is basically, what is that suitability? That suitability is, whether that person is good in bed, whether that person is good sexually. That is suitability in today's modern context. So other qualities are not even looked at. So, it is so degraded this age that, there are these sites called dating sites, dating sites. Like there is a site called Bumble, then there is a site called Tinder. These dating sites, what do they encourage? They encourage men and women to come together, meet together on the social network, then get together physically. And if they like each other, they can get into a relationship. And that's it. So it's a dating site. So before marriage, actually, most people have had so many flings, so many relationships, that we cannot even understand that how degraded this age has become. So these are called casual flings. So there is no concept of understanding whether this person is suitable for me or not. Suitable in terms of culture, in terms of character. Because Prabhupada says in quite a few places that an asuri, if a girl has an asuri vritti, then that girl should never be married to a person having godly qualities, and vice versa, right? Because that marriage will never prosper, that marriage will never succeed. So all these things are not at all looked at in today's world. So I just wanted to read a purport of Prabhupada about this, right? I'm just going to read it. So Prabhupada says, in Vedic society, no girl was allowed to remain independent and unmarried. Independence for women means they become like prostitutes, struggling to capture some man who will take care of her. In this way, the so-called independent woman has to work very hard to make herself attractive by artificially wearing cosmetics, miniskirts, and so many other things. Formerly, a girl would be married to a suitable boy at very early age, say 6 years old. But although a girl was married early, she did not stay with her husband immediately, but was gradually trained in so many ways how to cook, clean, and serve her husband in so many ways, up to the time of her puberty. So all the time, there was no anxiety because a girl would know I have got a husband, and the boy would know I've got this girl as my wife. Therefore, when the boy and girl would come of age, there was no chance of illicit sex or illicit sex life. And the psychology is that the first boy that a girl accepts in marriage, that girl will give completely her heart to. Thus, if a girl gets a good husband, one who has accepted a bona fide spiritual master and is firmly fixed up in his service, automatically the wife of such a good husband inherits all the benefits of his spiritual advancement. So this is the essence. What is the purpose of marriage? The purpose of marriage is not sense gratification. It is not to come together so that man and woman can enjoy their senses and then produce children who can also then again enjoy their senses and so on and so forth, right? That's how the civilization is going on. I enjoy, then my children should enjoy, their children should enjoy, and that keeps going on. So Prabhupada calls it, first of all, we have sense gratification, then we have extended sense gratification, right? I have enjoyed enough now. Now I'm no longer able to enjoy. Let my children enjoy now. That is extended sense gratification. So the concept of sense gratification is current in the modern age, right? And it does not stop. It is so degraded, like, I feel very ashamed to say it, but things like in the Bhagavatam class is not just about, talking good things, but we should also talk about these things which lay bare the situation of the modern world, right? Prabhupada many times says this, that, Bhagavatam class is not just about talking good things, only about Hari Katha and all, right? We should also lay bare the defect of the current society. So it should be a balanced approach. So there is this concept, there is this trend nowadays, and I've personally seen it. I've experienced it also. So degraded. A person, a man and woman, they are getting married, and their office colleagues, right? Their office colleagues, what gift they are giving them on the day of the marriage, right? In the marriage, right? They get a box all wrapped up, and you know what that box has? It has contraceptives, condoms. So the underlying connotation is that this marriage is not meant for some higher purpose. It is meant only for enjoyment of man and woman. And that is why they are gifting this to them on the day of the marriage. Just imagine, this marriage is considered to be a sacred samskara, and it is being sullied by this kind of gifting. So that is the state of modern society. That is the state. I've personally seen this in my office. People discuss this, that okay, this couple is getting married, let's give them this, so that they can enjoy. But in the Vedic society, the purpose of marriage is also considered to be a yajna. It's sacrifice. The purpose of marriage is to advance in Krishna consciousness. It is for men and women to come together so that they can produce children who will be Krishna conscious, and then they will basically carry on the legacy of Krishna consciousness. Dharma viruddha kamos. Basically, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that lust which is not against religious principles is me. So if you're engaging calm in the service of Krishna, then that doesn't become calm. Does not become calm. It is not against religious principles. So that is what Kardam Muni is going to do, right? Kardam Muni, earlier when Lord Vishnu appears in front of him, Kardam Muni is a little embarrassed. He says that I have some material desires. I'm asking you for a wife, a suitable wife for me. He feels very, embarrassed. That's the nature of a devotee. Devotee, even when he's asking, apparently he's asking something for himself, but we all know that he's actually asking for a wife so that he can follow Brahmaji's order. So he's not doing it for his own self actually, but he's showing that he's doing it for his own self. Like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when the nocturnal kirtans used to happen, right, in Srivas Thakur's house. And one day when Gopal Chapala, he put a lot of unmentionable items in the front of Gopal, in the front of Srivas Thakur's house, like all those items which are used for worship of Kali, right? Wine, alcohol, all those things, meat. So Then when in the morning when Srivas Thakur came out, he opened the door, and when he saw all those items, you know what he did? He did not say that, oh, who has put this in front of my house? You know what he said? He called everyone. Yes, come, look, everyone. This is my real, this is who I really am. So he did not resist. He did not protest. That is the nature of a devotee. So devotee is very deep, devotee. It's very difficult to understand a devotee. Vaishnavera kriya mudya vijnana bujaya. Very difficult to understand a devotee. So yes, so the essence is that the marriage is supposed to be arranged by the elders of the family who themselves are Krishna conscious. They know what is best for their child, and they basically select a suitable person who will be able to advance the family life in Krishna consciousness. So that is why all this horoscope and all this is checked. Right? Today it is almost becoming defunct now. That concept of checking the horoscope and all. So compatibility is not checked at all. In the 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that men and women will get together just on the basis of sexual attraction, and then they will separate also. And we see that so much, right? Especially in the Bollywood, and the Bollywood actors, they are like the role models for today's youth. And Yadyat Achariti Shreshtos, right? In Bhagavad Gita we see. So these are the people who are being followed now. They change wives like nobody's business. And why do they change their wives? Because they get tired. And then they seek out some more sense gratification. Actually, everyone is looking for Krishna, but they are looking for Krishna in the wrong way. And that's why they are not getting satisfied. So yeah, this is the sorry state of affairs in today's world. And that is why we need to, the Krishna consciousness movement is so important. Prabhupada said that Krishna consciousness movement will save humanity from its darkest hour, in its darkest hour. So that is why it is very important for all the members of the Krishna consciousness movement to keep propagating, keep doing this propaganda of this transcendental literature of Krishna consciousness. So yes, we can move to the next verse, Mataji.
Medhavini Mataji, you can read the next shloka. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanas Pranam. Thank you so much. 3.21.28. Samahitam te hridayam yatre man parivatsaran satvam brahman nripa vaduhu kamam ashu bhajishyati. Can I read the translation, Mataji?
Yes, please, Mataji.
Okay, translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. That princess, O holy sage, will be just the type you've been thinking of in your heart for all these long years. She will soon be yours and will serve you to your heart's content. Should we read the purport, Prabhu, Mataji?
Yes.
Prabhu? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so purport by Srila
Mataji, Sarvanand Gandhi Prabhuji is raised his hand.
Sure.
Sarvanand
Okay,
Prabhuji, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The Lord awards all benedictions according to the heart's desire of a devotee. So the Lord informed Kardama Muni, the girl who is coming to be married with you is a princess, the daughter of Emperor Swayambhuva, and so just suitable for your purpose. Only by God's grace can one get a nice wife just as he desires. Similarly, it is only by God's grace that a girl gets a husband suitable to her heart. Thus it is said that if we pray to the Supreme Lord in every transaction of our material existence, everything will be done very nicely and just suitable to our heart desire. In other words, in all circumstances, we must take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and depend completely on His decision. Man proposes, God disposes. The fulfillment of desires, therefore, should be entrusted to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the nicest solution. Kardama Muni desired only a wife, but because he was a devotee of the Lord selected a wife for him, who was the emperor's daughter, a princess. Thus, Kardama Muni got a wife beyond his expectations. If we depend on the choice of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will receive benedictions in greater opulence than we desire. It is also significantly noted here that Kadama Muni was a Brahmana, whereas Emperor Swayambhu was a Kshatriya. Therefore, intercaste marriage was current even in those days. The system was that a Brahmana could marry the daughter of Kshatriya, but Kshatriya could not marry the daughter of the Brahmana. We have evidence from the history of the Vedic age that Sukracharya offered his daughter to Maharaj Yati, but the king had to refuse to marry the daughter of Brahmana. Only with the special permission of Brahmana could they marry. Thus, intercaste marriage was not prohibited in the olden days, many millions of years ago, but there was a regular system of social behavior. Thank you, Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So yeah, 2 points that are significant here is that what Lord Vishnu is telling Kardama Muni is that Kardama will get a wife just as he desires, right? Whatever he has in his mind about the wife, he will get that kind of a wife, and that wife will serve Kardama very nicely. So what kind of wife did Kardama desire? Kardama wanted a wife, as I already explained, right? Kardama wanted to follow the orders of Brahmaji. His main focus, Kardama Muni's main focus was Krishna. His goal was Krishna. His consciousness were always on Krishna or Vishnu. And the reason he wanted to get married, see, he was a brahmachari. He was living the life of a brahmachari. He could have continued on as a brahmachari. But the reason he wanted to get married was because Brahmaji had ordered him to, produce children, so that then actually Brahmaji wanted him to produce daughters, and then those daughters would then eventually get married to the sages, and then the population will start coming forth, right? So that was his purpose. So, so what is the quality that Kardama is looking for in the wife? That wife should cooperate with him in serving the Lord, right? Cooperate in his Krishna conscious activities. That is the most important thing in a wife. And similarly, on the other way around, if you look at the other way around, for a wife, the best husband is he who is a devotee of the Lord. If this combination is there, right? If the husband is a devotee of the Lord and the wife is, very favorable in serving the husband, then it's a very nice combination, because then there will be harmony in the family life. The husband will serve the Lord, the wife will follow the husband, and wife will also serve the Lord in that way. And then they will be able to nicely advance in Krishna conscious life. So, and also here it is said that, husband of a higher caste can marry wife of a lower caste. Like, for example, a Brahmana can marry a Kshatriya female, but the other way around is generally not allowed. So this kind of a marriage where higher caste person is marrying a lower caste, right, is called anulom marriage. And the other kind of marriage where wife is of a higher class is called a pratilom marriage. So generally that is not allowed. And in this purport, if you look at the purport, it is Prabhupada is writing that Kardama Muni desired only a wife, but because he was a devotee of the Lord selected a wife for him, was the emperor's daughter. Now, here it is said that Kardama Muni desired a wife. Again, I'll come back to the same point, right? Why did he desire a wife? Because he wanted to execute the order of his spiritual master, Brahmaji, or his father. So we can see same thing in Prabhupada's pastimes as well. Once Prabhupada, he had gone to Russia. We all know that legendary 5 days that he spent in Russia, which created a huge revolution, right, in Russia, in the USSR. So Prabhupada had gone to Russia along with his secretary, Shyama Sundar Prabhu. And, nothing was happening. The first 2 days were very uneventful. He was not getting any opportunity to speak, although he did speak to a Russian professor there, Kotovsky, but nothing materialized, nothing, substantial materialized from that discussion. So then towards the end of his stay in Russia, I think only 2 days were left. Shyama Sundar Prabhu happened to run into a person, a Russian boy. And that Russian boy was very intrigued by looking at Shyama Sundar Prabhu's attire. He was dressed in dhoti and kurta and had a shika and all that, shaved head, tilak. So he was very intrigued. And then Shyama Sundar Prabhu told him that, the guru of the Beatles is with me. He's in the hotel. So then this boy, his name was Anatoly, I think. He was very interested, and he came with Shyamasundar Prabhu to meet Prabhupada. And then over the next 2 days, I'll just quickly go. It's a long story actually. Over the next 2 days, Prabhupada completely weaved his magic in front of Anatoly. He basically gave him the entire essence of Krishna consciousness in those 2 days. You know, like all the courses that we do packed into, kind of a crash course. And he was so favorable, he was so amenable to hearing about Krishna consciousness and practicing Krishna consciousness that he became a devotee in 2 days. He just became a devotee. He started chanting. He learned from Prabhupada how to make chapatis, how to make sabzi and offer it to the Lord, how to do arti, how to apply tilak in 2 days. That is the power of a devotee, power of a pure devotee. So then towards the end of that stay of Prabhupada in Russia, Prabhupada was about to leave. And this devotee, Anatoly, he said that Prabhupada, perhaps, it'll be better if I have a wife who can help me in, carrying forward this Krishna consciousness. So again, we see the same thing here. See, he asked for a wife. Why did he ask for a wife? Not for his own, gratification or personal sense gratification. It was for the purpose of advancing in Krishna consciousness. It was for the purpose of advancing the movement in Russia. So Prabhupada said, yes, definitely, I will do that. And then when Prabhupada went back to France, I think, or England, he then discussed with Shyamasundar Prabhu, and then they came to the conclusion that maybe Mandakini Devi Dasi or Mandakini Mataji would be the right fit for this devotee. So we see a similar thing happening here, right? That Anatoly, or Ananda Shanti Prabhu, as he was later called when he was initiated by Prabhupada, Ananda Shanti Prabhu, he asked for a wife. Why did he ask for a wife? Not for his own, sense satisfaction or sense gratification. It was for the purpose of advancing in Krishna consciousness. So that is the essence. A woman should look for a husband to advance in Krishna consciousness, and similarly, a man should look for a wife to advance in Krishna consciousness. Grahastha ashram is not, it's a very good ashram if there is Krishna consciousness in the center. Otherwise, if you see, people are just living like cats and dogs today in Grahastha ashram. What are they doing? They're just living for their own sense gratification and the sense gratification of their children. There is no Krishna. Krishna is completely absent. So that is the essence of this verse. I thought that I will discuss this. We can go to the next one.
Suma Mataji, you can read the next verse.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams. Yata atmabhritam viryam navadha prasavishyati virye tvadiye rishaya adhasyanti anjasatmanaha. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, read the translation, please.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. She will bring forth 9 daughters from the seed sown in her by you. And through the daughters you beget, the sages will duly beget children. Hare Krishna.
Yes, so there's no purport here, but just quickly I will say that later on Prabhupada says in one of the purports that Kardam Muni actually expands himself into 9 forms. And there it is said that the sexual energy of a woman is much more than the sexual energy of a man. And hence Kardam Muni had to expand himself into 9 forms. And then through those, they were all Kardam Muni, right? So Prabhupada says that yogi can expand at most into 9 or 8 forms. Like Saubhari Muni also had expanded himself into 8 forms, I believe. So he expanded himself into 9 forms, and then all those 9 forms had union with Devahuti, and then 9 daughters were born. And Prabhupada makes a point there that if the woman is more sexually, excited, then the probability of a daughter being born is higher, and vice versa, right? If the man is more excited or more charged, then a son is born. And this is as per, Prabhupada gives a reference that this is as per the Smriti Shastra and Ayurveda. So nothing more to say about this. We can go to the next one, the last verse.
Prashanti Mataji, you can read the last verse.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams. Tvamcha samyaganushtaya nidesham ma ushattamaha मयि दीर्घकृता शेष क्रियार्थो मां प्रपत्स्यसे.
Mataji translation as well. Hare Krishna.
Translation by Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. With your heart cleansed by properly carrying out my command, resigning to me the fruits of all your acts, you will finally attain to me. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Purport. Anyone wants to read purport?
I will read Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Here the words Tirthi, Krasta Sena, Kriyartha are significant. Tirtha means a sanctified place where charity is given. People used to go places of pilgrimage and give multi-percently in charity. This system is still current. Therefore, the Lord said, in order to sanctify your activities and the results of your actions, you will offer everything unto me. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you sacrifice, the result should be given to me only. In another place in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord said, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices, all penances, and everything done for the welfare of mankind or society. All activities, therefore, whether for the welfare of family, society, country, or humanity at large, must be performed in Krishna consciousness. This is the instruction given by the Lord to Kardama Muni. Maharaj Yudhishthir welcomed Narad Muni. Wherever you are present, that place becomes sanctified because the Lord himself is always seated in your heart. Similarly, if we act in Krishna consciousness under the direction of the Lord and his representative, then everything is sanctified. This is the indication given to Kardama Muni, who acted on it and therefore received the most excellent wife and child, as will be disclosed in the later verses. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So when we see in the first canto of Bhagavatam also that when Vidurji, right, when he goes on pilgrimage and then when he returns, then Yudhishthir Maharaj also refers to him as Tirtha. So Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. It's a very famous verse, 1.13.10. So what Maharaj Yudhishthir is saying is that you yourself are a Tirtha. So when you go to the holy places, you actually sanctify the holy places rather than the other way around. See, common people, why do they go to the holy places? So that they can get purified, right? They bathe in the water there, maybe in the Ganga or Yamuna, whatever, right? But again, Prabhupada, in the Bhagavatam itself, it is, said that, just to go to a holy place, to bathe in the water there is like, it's not the right thing. You should actually go there to hear the the saintly people. So Yudhishthir Maharaj told Vidurji that you yourself are a Tirtha, Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani. Why are you a holy place? Because you're an advanced devotee. What is the qualification that makes Vidurji a Tirtha? Because he was completely Krishna conscious. He was fully focused on Krishna. He was a kind of an advanced devotee. And another important thing that is being said here by Lord Vishnu, which is the essence of Krishna consciousness actually, is that do everything for me, resign everything to me, right? So we see in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita also, Mai sarvani karmani sannyasyadyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yujjasva vigatajvara. So Krishna is telling Arjuna that Mai sarvani karmani sannyasyadyatma chetasa. So do everything for me. Adhyatma chetasa. Prabhupada says Adhyatma chetasa means Krishna conscious. Do in a Krishna conscious way. Do everything for me. Nirmamo nirashir nirmamo bhutva. Nirashir means not having any hope or any desire for enjoying the fruit of what I'm doing. And nirmamo, that consciousness that nothing belongs to me, nothing. Everything belongs to Krishna. Isha vasyam idam sarvam. Everything belongs to Krishna. And I am just a kind of a custodian or caretaker of whatever has been assigned to me. And I will use it in the service of Krishna without expecting the fruits. Because everything has to be given to Krishna. That's what Krishna is saying here. Yat karoshi yad ashnashi yat joshi dadashi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushvama darpanam. Yat tapasyasi. Kardama Muni did tapasya. So again, even the tapasya that you do not do it for your own sake. You do it for Krishna. That is the essence of Krishna consciousness. And then Krishna later on in that same section of Bhagavad Gita in the 3rd chapter, which is a very important section actually, he says that Ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manava shraddhavanto anasuyanto muchante tepi karmabhi. See, what is Krishna saying? That one who is following this instruction of mine, right? Ye me matam idam nityam, nityam, not just sometimes, once in a while on Sunday maybe. No, not once in a while. Nityam. Anutishtanti manavaha. A person who follows this, executes this regularly. Shaddavanto anasuyanto. He should do it. How should he do it? With faith and without any envy. Then what happens? Muchante tebi karmabi. He will get free from all the bad effects of good and bad karma. And then the next verse, Krishna says, what is the defect of not doing this? What is the defect? Ye tvetat abhyasuyanto nanu tishtanti me matam. Ye tvetat abhyasuyanto nanu tishtanti me matam sarvanyana vimudam stan viddhi nashtan achetasaha. So Prabhupada says achetasaha means not Krishna conscious. In that purport to this verse, Prabhupada says achetasaha means not Krishna conscious. And what happens? Sarva jnana vimudam stan. All his knowledge is ruined. Viddhi nashtan achetasaha. He's destroyed. Nashtan achetasaha. One is not Krishna conscious. So we should understand this, and people don't understand this in the modern age. They think that it is optional. Following religious life is optional. They think it is not optional. It is the most important need of everyone. If we don't do this, then we'll keep rotating in the cycle of birth and death. So just even for our own sake, we should think about getting into Krishna consciousness. If not for Krishna, in the beginning, we might have some desire. Even in the realm of spirituality, we can have desires. Though they may be spiritual desires, but still there might be desires. That is fine. But at least get into Krishna consciousness. Akama sarma kamoma moksha kama udaradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Whatever might be your situation, whether you have desires or you don't have desires, if you have desires for liberation, fine, that's fine, absolutely fine. But come to the point of Krishna consciousness. Yajeta purusham param. Purusham param is Krishna. Worship him. If we don't do that, then our life is a failure, absolute failure. So that is the essence of this 30th verse. Culminating right into this essence. So with that, I will stop here. If there is anything that anyone wants to correct in what I said, please do let me know. I'm just a beginner. I'm just trying to learn whatever I've learned from my spiritual masters. I'm just blurting that out. So please, if there is any correction, please let me
It
know.
was a wonderful class, Prabhuji, lot of realizations. I would ask the devotees, if anybody wants to ask any question or put through any realizations, please go raise your hands. Yeah, Suma Mataji, you can ask.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, I just wanted to know the purport which you read, Prabhuji, in between.
Okay. I'll put it on the group. I don't remember I just got it from the internet. It was a section of Prabhupada. I'll put it on the group. I'll send it to Ashish Prabhu. Or I'll just paste it. Is it okay if I paste it to him?
Or else reference, Prabhuji, is it
I
from
will send a
Srimad
reference.
Bhagavatam, Prabhuji?
That's what I don't remember. I got it from the internet.
Okay.
It is an excerpt from a purport.
You please paste it in chat box, Prabhuji.
Yeah, I'll paste it.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Meenakshi Mataji, you can ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam. Such a nice lecture, Prabhuji. You gave us so many takeaway points, and the shlokas were also very beautiful, Prabhuji. Would love to hear from you again and again. Thank you for enlightening us. Prabhuji, if you could just put the 2 shlokas which you mentioned, which are regular, but still I have not made a note of it, and it seemed to be very important. If you could just send that, Prabhuji, it would be very helpful, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Which shlokas? The Bhagavad Gita ones?
The last 2, Prabhuji, which you quoted.
Yeah. The last 3. I will send them.
Jagnasi and
Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetas.
Yes,
I will send.
Hare Krishna.
I will send
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Please
Thank you,
keep
Prabhuji.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your association. We would love to have you more often with your realizations. Medhavini Mataji wants to ask a question. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danat Pranam. Thank you for a very wonderful session, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this section actually deals with Kardama Muni and Devahuti. So actually, Prabhuji, when we say, like you mentioned very nicely, that Kardama Muni was wanting a wife just to fulfill the instructions of his spiritual master. So Prabhuji, as a practicing devotee, generally we also want to serve the instructions of our Guru Maharaj, and we also have some desires that we think will be favorable for our rendering service to our gurus, Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj. But sometimes we are not very sure because we think it will be we'll be asking for that particular desire because to be fulfilled that will help, but it may not actually help. We realize it at a later point in time that okay, this particular desire has not really helped. So in such a case, in future we they say na, that if once burnt twice shy, like that. So we don't know, do we just leave it to the Lord that oh Lord, whatever you think is good for the circumstances for me to advance in Krishna consciousness, you please give me? Or do we again because generally I at least do that, continuously there are some thoughts that come that yeah, if I get this, if I do this, then it will help me advance in devotional service. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it does not. And so as a practicing sadhaka in a neophyte stage, what should be the consciousness of a devotee? Like, because Kardama Muni is very, very advanced, right? Because he knew exactly what was required for him to advance in Krishna consciousness and follow the instructions of a spiritual master. But being a sadhaka and a neophyte devotee at that, what should be our consciousness? Should we desire certain things and express our desire to the Lord that it will help us advance, or should we just leave it that oh Krishna, if you think it helps me advance, you please grant me, otherwise whatever is for me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the question. So definitely we should pray to the Lord always at every step of the way, like even in this purport, right, of 28, I think 28. What is Prabhupada saying? Man proposes, God disposes, right? So
Correct,
he's saying that it is said that if we pray to the Supreme Lord in every transaction of our material existence, Prabhupada is saying every transaction, everything will be done very nicely and just suitable to our heart's desire. But also we should understand that if we pray, it's not necessary that Krishna will give us, because Krishna is Swarat, right? Krishna is completely independent. He knows past, present, and future. So he knows what is best for us, right? Now, for example, somebody might pray that, oh Lord, give me a son. He can become a preacher, right? But you get a daughter, let's say. Then you might, oh Krishna, why did you give me a daughter? But Krishna might have another plan in his mind, that daughter might be able to produce children who might become great preachers in future. Who knows? So we don't know Krishna's plan. All we can do is we can just pray at every step of the way that, please, my Lord, let me advance from this step wherever I am. I am not a pure devotee. I am not even performing pure devotional service. Let me at least shanay ruparamit, right? Every step of the way, gradually let me advance in your devotional service. And to that end, if you can give me something that I can use in your service, fine. If you don't give me something, fine. Whatever I have with me, I will use in your service. So that is my understanding, Mataji. If anyone wants to add, they may please add.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And Prabhu, you also said, you just gave an example. From your example only, I have a question. So you said, you asked for a son, and then, because the son will help advance and, it's generally always that Prahlad Maharaj delivered 14 generations up and down. So once when someone asked Prabhupada about that, Prabhupada said, like Malti Mataji or someone, I'm not very sure. Prabhupada said that's only for ordinary people. If you come into Krishna consciousness, there is no distinction between a boy and a girl, whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah.
So, Prabhupada, so to even desire to have a son, is it right for a Krishna conscious devotee, Prabhu?
No, actually, I don't think it is right. Whatever Krishna gives as prasad, we should accept it. I just give an example, I just give an example. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Whatever we get as prasad, we should be happy with it and we should accept it as Krishna's prasad.
Yeah. No, because I actually desired to have a son, and by Krishna's arrangement, I have two beautiful daughters who have been, yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. So Krishna's plan, we don't know. I mean, that is a material conception that, daughter, yes, that's a mundane conception, right, that we have.
Correct. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Danat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ashish Prabhuji, one.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, I will. Has my name been called out?
Yes, Prabhuji, your hand is raised. So I thought if you want to say something.
I'm sorry. I got a call. So, yeah. So, Prabhuji, thank you so much. It was a wonderful lecture. And
Thank you.
am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Prabhuji, in the last phase of your section, you raised one point, a beautiful point it is. It says that Krishna consciousness is not optional. I mean, it is
Yeah.
compulsory for each soul. It is compulsory for us.
Yeah.
Now, forget about making others realize this. We ourselves, if I speak about myself, when we fall at every moment, we are not able to realize that this is a necessity. I mean, this is the most important thing which we have to do. So how to keep ourselves hammered this point again and again that this is not optional. It is, it should become the life of our life. So how to realize this point? Thank you.
It's a process. It's a process, Prabhuji. It is not going to happen overnight for anyone. It's a process. We have to just be in the process that Prabhupada has given us. Prabhupada has given us a very, very nice and simple process, but we have to follow it perfectly. See, we are not yet pure, but at least we can follow the pure process that has been given to us by the pure devotee, right? If we follow that pure process that has been given to us by Srila Prabhupada, then the realization will slowly start dawning on us that this is the most important thing in my life. We can't, abruptly give up. Like in the 3rd chapter itself, right? Arjuna wanted to abruptly give up his duty and go and just do meditation. And Krishna completely chastised him there. He said that, no, you cannot. Mithyachara sa uchyate. So we cannot jump. It all has to happen very naturally. We cannot try to show that I'm, advanced. I'm detached more than I really am in my heart. Right? We cannot show that. So it all has to happen organically and naturally. But what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to make sure that we follow the process, sincerely follow the process. If we don't follow the process, then our advancement is not going to be that rapid, because we have not followed the process that has been given to us. If we follow the process, then advancement is guaranteed. Prabhupada says that advancement is guaranteed. So my understanding is that if we follow the process, then that realization will start dawning on us. See, what is the difference between a pure devotee and a devotee who has just entered, right? The pure devotee is convinced that there is nothing other than Krishna. Everything else is of no use if it is not, related to Krishna consciousness. That is the difference. How did he get that conviction? How did he get that realization? Through sadhana, right? Through sadhana. Of course, unless he's a Nitya Siddha, then he has come. But those who are sadhana siddhas, how did they get that realization? Through sadhana. They performed their sadhana very nicely, and then the mercy came. Mercy came. The mercy comes, right? If we do our bit, then the mercy comes. Two fingers, right? Again, the Damodar Leela, 2 fingers. We do our part, and then Krishna gives his mercy. So realization is not something that we can produce, right? It is given to us. When is it given to us? When we follow the process that the Acharya has given, Acharya Pasan. So that is my understanding, Prabhuji. Somebody had asked me to put that section that I had read out, Prabhupada, but I'm not able to put it here because I think there is a limit. So I'll send it to Ashish Prabhu. Ashish Prabhu, can you please share it to everyone?
Yeah.
I will put it on your WhatsApp and you could share it to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other question? Any other question? No?
There are no hands raised, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sringi Prabhuji. It was the first interaction, but it was a wonderful interaction. We want to have you again and again, provided you give the permission. Thank you so much for being with us. Hari Hari.
My pleasure, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Vancha kalpatu.
Hare Krishna,
Patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
Hare Krishna,
Anand
Prabhu.
Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, pranam to all.